You are listening to Press A Gaming Podcast, hosted by Zephyr Zero, presented by Realm of the Mist Entertainment.
Another episode of Press A Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Zephyr Zero, and today I'm joined by Anvil.
The all-consuming flame of gluttony.
And Blackwings 13.
Hey guys, what's going on?
And today we are coming to you to talk to you about the thing that's on everybody's mind currently. What to do when you're in quarantine.
I found a meteorite.
Okay.
You know, I was gonna lead in with something, but my thing can be put on hold. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I do when I'm on quarantine. I found a meteorite.
You do realize this is a gaming podcast, Anvil, right?
Hey, you didn't specify that. You said what to do when you're on quarantine. So I answered. I found a meteorite.
Anyway, we're going to be talking about the best games to play while you're in quarantine.
Oh god. So before we dive into this, Zephyr, I just realized something that is going to make this episode very, very monumental for us.
Oh?
This is the first time that the three brothers are alone on a podcast, and we are unsupervised.
Yeah, well,
Unsupervised.
This is going to be good.
I mean, we've currently got three halves of a whole idiot and a half, so...
Keith and I make half an idiot, and Josh is one.
Nah, I'm sorry. I still like the fact that we're 3 half pints of a whole pint. And no, Zephyr, you can't take that away from me.
But the math for
No.
that doesn't work.
That's the point.
It's not how pints work.
Oddly
That's
enough, one of the games that I have not touched during quarantine. I have not touched any of my Kingdom Hearts games.
I did at the very, very beginning. I started playing through Birth by Sleep again.
Good choice. BBS is always a great choice.
And I picked up Zelda.
Yeah,
And I realized I should do Twitches of Zelda because, like...
You need to start doing streams of you playing through Zelda because, like, I feel like people would watch that.
I know I would.
Have you picked up the new Link's Awakening for the Switch?
Yes. Like, when it came out. Almost a year ago.
Was that a year ago?
It's been a long time.
I thought the 3D Link's Awakening was, like, recent. Jeez, there goes my sense of time.
Don't worry.
Okay, whatever.
It's not.
Anyway, but
good
good games to play while you're under quarantine. Minecraft is one that's like a go-to.
I was gonna say, why don't we start with the elephant in the room, the thing that all three of us have been working on one server for 3 weeks now.
Minecraft is great for the reason that you can still be social with your friends. You can play it with your friends no matter what console they have. It's cross-console, and stay away from each other. So
exactly.
You can socially distance to the extreme, like in different houses, and still play together.
I just wish there was an easy way for us to record all of our screens and then edit it together so we could start posting some of the videos of that stuff to YouTube.
Oh god, that would require so much hardware.
Not really. You just take, you record what you're playing, each person, and then we just all email it to Keith or Dropbox it to Keith, and Keith figures it out from there.
Or we can sit down with Chris and try and figure out the Realm of the Mist Twitch and get all of us linked to the Realm of the Mist Twitch and stream to that, and then we can like save each video individually. Like I can pull it up on my computer here and save each video individually and edit it together with the highlights.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I really wanted to ask Chris for the Twitch information because on Friday I am probably going to be sitting with my ass down for 8+ hours playing Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Fucking go for it. Reach out to him.
Good choice.
Well,
You
either
heard-
I'm going to do that, or I'm going to do it on my private Twitch channel.
You heard it here.
But either way, I think I'm going to stream it.
You heard it here first, folks. Either on the Realm of the Mist Twitch or on his personal Twitch, he's going to be streaming Final Fantasy VII.
Good God, yes. I've been waiting way too goddamn long for this game. I played the demo. I am already having a hard-on for it, and it's time to get it on.
So I kind of wished we could have gotten this episode done yesterday and up faster, but because
I think UA that Twitch's code of conduct would be opposed to you airing anything with your heart on.
only if he's got a camera.
Which I do have my PlayStation camera downstairs in my basement.
Kinky.
And to be fair, Anvil, there's a lot of beautiful women who get away with some rather risque stuff on Twitch as is.
No, they almost always get a short ban when they do this stuff like that.
Yeah,
Oh.
almost always.
Even when it's an accident.
But no, for quarantine, Minecraft is great. That's a good Twitch streaming one. It's one of the tops in Twitch streaming.
It's been on the top of almost every streaming service
as
almost since it started.
as much as I hate to let the damn thing leave my mouth, Fortnite's one of the more popular ones.
And that's why I kept my mouth shut.
Yeah.
I don't make it any
play
secret.
it,
I don't
so.
like Fortnite, but apparently people like to play it while they're in quarantine.
People like to play it, period.
Yeah.
It's PvP.
Yeah.
It's just PvP.
Exactly.
That's all it is. PvP. I like a nice campaign. And I have nothing
Yes,
against
exactly.
PvP.
Same.
I will admit, at one point in time, I was ranked number 5 on a very specific PvP section of a game. But for the most part, I like campaign modes. I like a story, and I like side quests, and I like to, not have to worry about is Sally Doobob from who the hell knows where is going to shoot me in the back of the head when I'm not paying attention.
Speaking of campaign, one of the good games they're recommending people pick up or take a look at while they're on quarantine is Doom Eternal.
Doom is pretty
Oh
good.
my God. So I sat down and I actually watched all the cutscenes for that game last week. I have never touched a Doom game before in my life. I want that game.
Doom is pretty good.
Doom Eternal looks
Doom is
nice.
pretty
Not
good.
gonna lie, I'm tempted to try. I'm tempted to pick it up myself if I run out of things to do. But I got a big backlog of games, so I don't think I'm gonna run out of stuff to do anytime
Yeah,
soon.
you and me both.
But no, I was kind of hoping we could get this episode off the ground like the other day, because if we could have gotten this episode published fast enough, Humble Bundle was having a sale
Yeah, I know.
for it was like $30. You got like $1,701 worth of games. And it was the combating COVID-19 bundle. So all proceeds went to organizations that were helping to try and figure out this whole COVID-19 bullshit. Which I can't think of a better
Well,
cause.
I just want to point out, our government has known about since the helicopter crash, before the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant. By the way,
That was back in what, December?
February.
No.
February?
yeah.
I don't remember
And
when Kobe
we know
died.
that because our media outlets, our newspapers, were talking about Russia trying to find a vaccine for it back then.
Well, I'm not going to stay on COVID-19 itself for very long because I'd like to get back to the gaming portion of the podcast.
I just
But-
wanted to be on record.
No, I understand that, but I'll throw my 2 cents in real quick, and then I'll jump off of it. Apparently, it's actually been, I don't know if it's been known by the U.S. government, but it has been in the news since like December when it was first being acknowledged across the sea. So,
Yeah. So
but
our government's preaching that, oh, well, China didn't tell us and we didn't know is bullshit.
No,
And even further evidence of the fact that, all of our senators decided to pull all their money out of the stock market right before they announced it.
yeah, they knew about it.
Which is
They fucking
case
sold
in point
stocks. They knew
insider-
about it.
Which is case in point insider trading, which they should all be arrested and tried for.
damn
And
straight.
removed from office.
Anyway, if you need a game to work off your aggression after finding out that all of your elected officials aren't looking
Give
out
two
for
flat
you,
bucks left alone.
boy howdy do
Hold
I
on.
have the game for you.
I got a game for this one too.
Oh, what's yours?
I was going to say My Hero One Justice 2, a nice Duke'em sock'em bopper with superpowers involved with it when you kick other people's asses.
Oh man, I was gonna go with something along similar lines of One Punch Man, the hero nobody knows.
Notice that both of those are anime-inspired fighting games.
Yep.
I was actually going to go a different direction.
Of course.
And I was going to say, gaming is great. Do it after the sun goes down. But while you have all this time off work and at home, you should consider, finishing some of the projects around your house and cleaning and, tackling the things that you wouldn't normally have time to do, but now you have all the time in the world.
Nerd.
There is no more excuse. Just accomplish a couple things a day. That way you'll feel better about yourself. And then you have an excuse to play video games for all night. And your wife can't complain.
Nerd. Or you could just play video games all the time because, we're a fucking gaming podcast.
Yeah, but when you do that, then you have a tendency to fall into the abyss of, well, why the hell am I going back to work? Fuck that.
It's okay, Anvil. It's okay. The real world can't hurt you here.
I've been in that abyss.
Are you kidding me? He's the one who hurts the real world.
The real world can't hurt you here.
I fell into that abyss of why the hell am I going to school?
Show me on the
when I was in
doll
high
where the
school?
real world hurts you.
You remember the year when I played Guild Wars literally all night, every night, and fell asleep in class?
Yes.
You remember that.
I remember that.
I slept at school because, at home I was playing Guild Wars. Don't be that guy. It is a long fall. It is a very long fall into that dark
Last
abyss.
I checked, you were still acing all the tests. So
Well, that's because I'm me. That had nothing to do with,
playing
a normal
Guild Wars
person
all
wouldn't have
night.
been able to ace all those tests.
There is only one Anvil. Thank God.
Don't do what Anvil does. That's how
Anyway,
you get arrested.
back to my game recommendation, the One
Yeah,
Punch
go on.
Man hero nobody knows. I particularly liked the premise of that one because they found a way to do a One Punch Man video game that doesn't lose the spirit of the show. So,
Okay.
I hate to disappoint anybody that wanted to play as Saitama, but you're not going to be playing as Saitama all the time. In fact, it's going to be a very rare occurrence. How One Punch Man, the hero nobody knows, works is you create your own hero and you climb through the ranks of the hero thing for the One Punch Man universe. And occasionally, if you're inside of a fight and the fight takes too long and you're getting your butt handed to you, Saitama might come to the rescue. It goes about as well as you would expect from there.
Oh, jeez. So, let me ask you a question. Is there an arcade mode or a versus battle where you can pick any character to play as?
I believe so. I think Saitama is excluded from that because he beats everything in one punch. It's the whole point of the series. It would be a very fucking boring fighting game if Saitama was playable all the time.
That's fair.
I actually love the idea of making Saitama basically a glorified finisher.
Okay, that's
That
fair.
just tickles me. I love it. It keeps the spirit of the show. Saitama is a finisher, goddammit.
There's a pie calling my name.
And we've lost
Staring
Anvil.
at me.
We have lost Anvil.
So, I have been playing a completely different game from these two. I have actually picked up Red Dead Redemption 2, which has been out for a very long time. I'm well aware.
But still
Oh,
a very good
no.
game. Like, I'm not going to
Well,
lie. I have considered going back to GTA 5 during
As
this
a
whole thing.
100%er, I find quarantine is the perfect time to do this. Because there are so damn many things to do in this game. So many. And all the animals to skin? Wow. Just wow. And trying to get perfects on all of them is difficult.
But
That's
So-
difficult.
So something that we might have covered in a couple of episodes that Anvil has been on. This is the man, ladies and gentlemen, who will specifically not touch the main story
Until
for
absolutely have to.
months until it is literally the only thing that he can do. And he will do every
Yep.
side quest, every side mission, every side job, anything that has anything to do with all the other mechanic of the game. And then he will go and touch the main story.
As the all-consuming flame of gluttony, I must consume the whole game. The whole game.
And on the one hand,
every
I applaud
fucking
you.
side quest.
I'm the man that logged well over 30,000 hours into Fallout 3.
I was gonna say, I was wondering which Fallout you were going to say on that one.
Fallout
Either
3,
3 or
Fallout 3 is
4.
actually one of the ones that I'm considering picking back up. I might do it.
Dude,
I might do an asshole.
There's so much in that game.
I might
There is
go
so
through and
much.
I might go through and finally do my asshole playthrough.
Do it. Kill everyone. You'd be amazed. You'd be amazed how actually easy it is. The amount of experience you get. The only downside is you can't kill the kids, so like they're like immortal beings that are just like left alone after you would exterminate a town. There's just like a bunch of little kids running around with no parents. And that's kind of sad, but you know, whatever. What do you care? You just killed everybody.
I mean, I'm planning
gee,
on blowing up Megaton, so I mean, there's that.
But
So, another game that I picked up recently that I started doing my. How do I explain this? First run of this title, but second run of this series title. As confusing as that sounds, but it'll make sense when I say what it is. Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah.
Picked it up on Friday. Started playing it yesterday. It is, oh my god, it was so worth the amount of time it took for them to make this game. I don't know if it's worth spending another $60 on. I feel like they could have put all of the changes that they made into a monster DLC and sold it for $40, but so far I have no complaints. This game is as fantastic as the original.
I've heard good things about Persona 5 Royal. I haven't picked it up yet though. But I'm a little bit sad because I didn't jump in on the Humble Bundle COVID-19 thing. That was a lot of fucking good games. Some of them I already had, but you know, with Humble Bundle I can gift that Steam key to somebody else.
like
You know-
your favorite brothers.
Well, brother, because the other one is without a PC right now.
Yeah, we're both without PCs right now. But
Yeah.
speaking of Steam, have you been playing Subnautica Sub-Zero?
I had played it a while ago. I haven't gotten very far in it
Pick it back up.
because I was streaming it blind, but then I kind of like stopped for a bit.
Yeah, I've heard the updates are pretty slick.
Okay,
So
let's take a look at it
what
again.
I heard the last big update to drop, I think, was sometime in February, and that filled in a couple of the gaps that were really out there in the last update before this. But the problem with Subnautica Sub-Zero is apparently either the director or the head writer quit last month or the month before, back in February, and they are
Cool.
essentially redoing the entire game.
Oh, pimp.
Woof.
See, I haven't heard that yet.
So essentially, everything that you're able to do right now, don't get used to it, because there's a very good chance that everything that you learn, everything that you see, is about to get retconned something fierce.
So maybe I should hold off on picking it back up.
Or do all the things that you want to do now, knowing that later on you probably won't be able to do that anymore.
Also, I'm kind of sad to hear that both of you guys are like without computer right now, because I was contemplating trying to get together and play The Forest some more.
Yeah.
While this was
Why
all
would you
down.
even try to convince me on that game? You know I'm not going to touch that.
Forest is awesome.
So,
I am not a jump scare person.
It's not really jump scares.
Both of you play
it's more
that
like
game.
a constantly watching your back kind of scare.
Yeah,
No.
they give the cannibals give you
He doesn't do
plenty
horror
of
games,
warning.
dude.
How about this? You have a better chance of getting me to play Dead by Daylight than The Forest.
He doesn't do horror games, Keith.
I don't do horror, period.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really do horror games either. I can handle The Forest. Although, funnily enough, Subnautica is billed as horror.
I, on the
yeah.
other hand, love horror games, which brings me to another game that we should totally be playing during a pandemic.
Oh, no.
Is it pandemic? I feel like it's pandemic.
Well, it's that. But, no. Keep guessing.
Plague Inc.
No. That's just pandemic with a different name.
The memes that have come off of Plague Inc., though, in the last 3 weeks have been really top-notch.
Truth.
Anyways, tell us.
Either Dead Space
Oh yeah.
or Resident Evil.
Dead Space.
Either one.
I actually need to play through
Resident
Dead
Evil
Space
just
a little
dropped
bit.
Something new?
Yes, they did. They did just drop another game.
Oh boy.
Another Dead Space game? What?
No,
No.
not Dead Space. Resident Evil.
Oh, Resident Evil.
I think they just did a remake. Hang on, it's right here somewhere.
Because Beardolin has been talking about it for a while
Resident
now.
Evil 3. They just did a remake of Resident Evil 3.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Y'all have fun. No, thank you.
My favorite
And
favorite
actually-
part of the Resident Evil
Yeah,
games is
it looks
going back
freaking
to the
amazing.
My favorite part about Resident Evil games is going back to like the older Resident Evil games and like looking at all those blocky graphics and
Right?
trying to remember that why the fuck was I afraid of this?
Oh, the polygons.
Yeah.
Somebody did a mod of the Resident Evil 3 re-release, the remake. And every time Mr. X shows up, instead of the original Resident Evil 3 score for Mr. X, it's X Gonna Give It to You by DMX. It's great.
Well, all right then.
There are videos.
You know
there
what-
are videos of the mod up on YouTube. It's fucking hilarious. It
know what
completely
horror
ruins
game-
the horror feel, but it's fucking worth it.
You know what horror game I really liked? And I'm thinking about picking back up now for this
What?
quarantine. Fear Files. That was a very scary game, and they used the sound that makes you afraid. What is that? I
Infrasound.
never think of what it's called. Infrasound. Thank you. It was one of the first uses of infrasound in video games, and it was fucking terrifying. It was one of those games where you were just always expecting something to happen. Always.
They use infrasound. They
It was a good
cheated.
game. They didn't just use infrasound. They used infrasound plus amazing writing, plus fantastic art direction. It was a good game.
So
I-
another game that you can play during this quarantine that's stepping away from the horror genre.
I feel like UA wants to
is-
get out of this whole horror genre as soon as
Yes,
possible.
please, please, and thank you.
Animal Crossing.
Fuck you, and the horse you came in on.
Hey, Animal Crossing is
Adulting
fun.
video game.
I will happily admit I own a Switch. I have no interest in playing that game.
I picked up Animal Crossing, and I had a bit of fun with it. Funnily enough, my wife is having a lot more fun with Animal Crossing than I am.
See, I liked Animal Crossing a lot as a child because it was adulting the video game. As an adult, I'm like, man, I should do this shit in real life.
But
You know, that's
the
actually
one
the
I
reason
was
why I like Animal Crossing right now is because even though it's adulting the video game, it's stuff I can easily accomplish within that video game, which is a far cry from my real life. Which is a whole bunch of things that it's just like looks like insurmountable goals right now. I'm just gonna go on my island and pay off my loan with Tom Nook because I can actually do that.
Sure. But
But you
the
see,
game
you can do that. You just have to be willing to, set your priorities right. Drop everything and go live on a fucking island. And sell shit.
I mean, you don't have to ask me twice.
I mean,
you say that, but
Anvil.
a lot of people say that, and clearly by this quarantine, they could not have handled living on an island by themselves.
Anvil, I live on an island. This is where I live.
Yeah. No, you don't live on your own island. And you can't just go out and harvest everything on that island and sell it like it's yours.
Watch me. If this gets bad enough, watch me.
Char's dad is out front. Hello? 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 Hello?
Anvil, why are you saying hello over and over again? Anvil, you there, buddy?
Hello?
Anvil.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Uh-oh.
No, we appear to be having a technical difficulty.
Anvil.
Hang on. I was going to disconnect him and then have him reconnect, but he disconnected himself.
He'll jump back in.
Yeah, he'll jump
second,
back in.
I'm sure. Oh, to speak of the devil.
Hey,
Anvil.
I walked too far away from my Wi-Fi.
Worth it.
There,
100% worth it.
there
I'm
you
so
go.
glad I didn't
There you
tell
go,
to
UA.
pause
We
recording.
finally have something on a podcast that the audience can laugh with us about. We don't have to explain to them later.
That's good enough for me. Start small and then we'll go big. So, anyways, before we had that little technical difficulty,
Before
The
Anvil
game
walked
I
out of
was-
Wi-Fi range, what were we talking about?
you guys were talking about that piece of shit game, Animal Crossing. but the
Hey, it
game
is
I
not a
was
piece of shit.
I'm sorry.
Just
I
because
had
you
to.
don't like it doesn't mean it's not a piece of shit.
No, I only like piece of shit games, so of course it's not a piece of shit game.
It's not like Fortnite, which is a piece of shit game, and I also
Yeah,
don't
fucking
like
straight.
it.
Hey, you say it's a piece of shit game, but clearly it's popular. We just don't like its game style. It's not a piece of shit. It's just game style we don't like.
You're right.
Fair
I'm
enough.
being elitist.
So the game that I was going to recommend was actually something that you helped me play test a couple of weeks ago to see if we could do the cross-play on, and turns out that we can. Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Oh yeah, we actually need to see if we can get a bigger group of that together, because
if we can, game on.
the cross play for that one was fun.
Yeah.
Along those lines, another game that we played recently, Evil Apples.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
actually.
I'm so
which
happy
is
you found
literally
that.
Cards Against Humanity, just with enough of a different name for it to be legally a different game and therefore not subject to copyright
Yep.
infringement.
It was
Very
a
true.
little annoying though that it gives you the sad trombone every time your card's not picked, and the
Right.
Final Fantasy fanfare every time your card is picked.
Yeah.
Enjoy what you can.
It's easily fixed by muting. So
Yeah.
the chat's a little
It's a fun
clunky.
game. And I liked that with that game because it solved an issue that Cards Against Humanity has of like you're constantly worried about everyone else, and like if you're you can't play that with your family because like playing Cards Against Humanity with your mother, that's going to get awkward.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure we could play Cards Against Humanity with my family and be fine.
Yeah,
I'm actually a little bit scared about how well Mark would be at that game.
It depends on the family.
Exactly.
But it gives you the opportunity to, like, you invite all your friends, your friend invites all their friends, they invite all their friends, and you have a group of people that you don't necessarily know super well, so it's not like everybody knows exactly how this guy's going to answer or how this guy's going to judge. So it sort of gives it a bit of a fair advantage.
Yeah.
See, and that's why I love playing Cards Against Humanity when we're at Ragnarok, because we're able to pull in a group of people that some people may know and some people may not know everyone there, but it still provides a shit ton of fun. And God, I can't wait to play that when this quarantine is up.
And no, knowing your judge is only so far as an advantage as knowing what to play.
You cut out for a second there.
Knowing your judge is only an advantage insofar as knowing what to play. There's always the chance that somebody else plays a card that the judge likes better.
Right.
Like, granted, anytime Anvil judges on Evil Apples, I know what to play to get a chuckle out of him. But somebody might play something better.
Right.
Whereas, jumping back to Cards Against Humanity for a second, if you have Zephyr being the judge and you throw down 6 ounces of sweet black tar heroin, 9 times out of 10, he is going to pick it.
It's 8 ounces of sweet Mexican black tar heroin, but yes, you are correct. That card wins every time it gets played. That is the trump card for whenever I'm Cardsazar, is if you play that card, it will win. It doesn't matter what the fucking prompt was.
Which is kind of disturbing because we're supposed to be playing stuff that works with what's going on, but sometimes you just gotta
there's just something about that card.
Ounces of sweet Mexican black tar heroin.
There is just something about that card, man. The first time I read it, I fucking lost it. Just ask Anvil about that. He was there for it. First time I ever fucking read that card, I lost it and couldn't gain composure for like 10 minutes.
I think he peed himself.
There was something about that card that sent me over the edge. I thought it was the funniest fucking shit in the world.
Hang on, I'll be right back. Luke's outside. I gotta go talk to him real quick. I'll be back.
Okay, we'll cover it while you're not here.
See, I don't know if I have a favorite white card, but I have a favorite black card. And anytime that I play this, somehow I manage to get lucky enough that I'll grab it every once in a while. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but with blank.
Honestly, anytime we play with you, I feel like you should just hold that card out of the deck and use it as the game ender.
Maybe.
Because it's that's a good card to end any game of Cards Against Humanity with.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we should probably get away from talking about the card games and everything because there are some online abilities to play Cards Against Humanity. A couple of them are knockoffs, like Evil Apples, or you have the Playing Cards.io has the whatever the heck they call it, brand safe Cards Against Humanity. Or you've got the website, Pretend You're Zuzzy, which is pretty much actual Cards Against Humanity. Like, it's all the different cards from Cards Against Humanity ported in. A whole bunch of different packs, too. But aside from those, you don't really have any versions of Cards Against Humanity that are actual Cards Against Humanity that you can play with people without them being right there.
Very true, which actually brings up a subject that I didn't think I was going to mention on this episode, but figure what the hell not. Something that I recently realized is available on a mod of a game on Steam, Red Dragon Inn.
Really?
So I was screwing around on YouTube the other day, and for some stupid reason, I got Red Dragon Inn's creative company pop up video on my feed.
Okay.
I was very curious. First off, it turns out that I have been lying to the people. I do not have all 50 characters for Red Dragon Inn. The 50th character doesn't come out till the end of the year. I'm not going to spoil that because I want to talk about that when it actually comes out.
Okay.
But long and the short, apparently there is a game on Steam that allows you to put a mod on that will let you play Red Dragon Inn, all of the characters, there's no alterations, it has every character, player mats, all the cards, exact same way that you would play it, but online.
What system is this in?
I have no idea. I would have to look it up again.
Huh. Because I would love to know what game that is, and we definitely want to let our audience know what game it is.
I will look that here. You guys keep talking, and I'll look it up.
Hang on, because I don't know if Anvil's back yet. I'll look it up.
No, yeah,
Can you hear me? Can you not hear me?
Hear you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So.
Steam Workshop, Red Dragon Inn complete?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
This is the only incomplete highest quality mod of Red Dragon Inn on the workshop. But what's it a mod to? Tabletop Simulator. That's what it is. It's a mod to tabletop simulator.
So, as far as I'm concerned, more of a reason for me to get a PC.
In $19.99 on the Steam store. So you heard it here first, folks. You can play Red Dragon Inn on Tabletop Simulator with a mod. And Tabletop Simulator is $19.99 on Steam right now.
$20. Sweet $20.
All right.
So,
let's see. What's some other good games to play while you're on quarantine? I've been playing through .hack.gu currently, but
pardon?
I've been playing through .hack.gu currently, but that one's a bit of a niche one. It's kind of along the single player lines.
I'm getting
play some pocket hockey.
Pocket hockey? What's pocket hockey?
You know, it's hockey that you play in your pocket.
I feel like that's not a video game, Anvil.
You just grab your hockey stick and try to knock those pucks into the hole.
I feel like you're not being productive here, Anvil. Get with the program, Anvil. Get with the program.
Are you kidding me?
Hey,
this is the program.
And there's a lot of games out there that are great for pocket hockey. Just saying. They're almost all on Newgrounds.
Of course they are.
Of course they are.
I'm getting my Pokemon team ready for the DLCs for Pokemon Sword and Shield in May.
Oh yeah,
Speaking
definitely.
of Pokemon,
we got the Isle of Armor coming, and then the Crown Tundra.
Yep.
There's a really good one. One of those games I was talking about. Not appropriate for children. Let me just say that right now. Not appropriate for children. It's called Conquest. It's a good game.
And we're gonna mute Anvil here.
Hey.
Anvil, save it for after hours.
Good for quarantine.
This is a family-friendly podcast, Anvil. Family-friendly.
Since when? How many curse words have we said?
He's got a point.
We're PG-13 at best.
No, we're R. We drop fuck quite often. Way more than once.
Actually, I'll have to review the footage, but I'm pretty sure you just used our first.
Well, no, I said it twice, so...
Today.
We were PG-13, and then you wasted it.
We do drop the F word quite a considerable number of times.
We're not saying like
dropping that F-bomb.
Like Deadpool, but you know, we're no innocent creature.
Speaking of video games that have liberal use of the swearing.
Oh, I got one.
We've got GTA 5, which is a good game to get caught up with in quarantine currently. It's got both single player and online. And then, of course...
I'm not going to lie. I got rid of that a couple of months ago. I kind of got fed up with it.
If GTA 5 is not your speed, there's always The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. All of the side quests.
Truth.
That'll keep you busy for a while.
I do enjoy that game quite a bit.
Yes, he does.
That was another game I picked up again recently. It was The Witcher. That's a good game.
It is a good game.
Another one
the show that they've been making for it, pretty fucking slick. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, but the show's based off the books and not the game, so the show is
I can't wait for the
still pretty good, but out. Like I like.
Yeah, I'm with UA. I can't wait for the animated show.
There's gonna be
because if I remember hearing correctly, I read an article. I think they're supposed to be basing that just a little bit more off the video game, and if that's the case, oh hell yeah!
Yeah, okay. I could dig an animated Witcher that's based off the games.
So another game for at least me that you could play during quarantine that will satisfy Anvil's need for all the side quests that I might actually consider picking up if this goes on long enough. Another round of Skyrim.
Skyrim's a good one.
Yep.
I mean, until Bethesda comes out with the 6th Elder Scrolls game, which because of this pandemic, almost every video game is being pushed back at least 6 months right now. So God only knows when that'll happen.
A lot of video games will never happen now because E3 has been shut down. So all the deals that would have been made with small guys and big guys is now never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on one second on that one, actually, though, Anvil. To be honest, to be completely fair and honest, though, E3 has been dying off drastically over the last several years, and I think that this was just honestly the catalyst to kill it quicker. Actually, yeah, it has.
No, at E3, there's countless deals that happen at E3 between large developers and small developers every year. It's become more of a meeting place for developers to meet other developers and less so a place for everybody to announce things.
Yeah.
But it's still going strong, and it's still a very, very large player in video games.
E3 has been dying as a place for gamers to go as like a convention or as it started as the Electronic Entertainment Expo. It's still very huge for developers and gaming press. It's starting to die off for us regular people.
True.
Partly because it got too big and they actually wanted it to cut back. They made it more expensive. That way, less people would show up. Well, I say less people. It still has ridiculous turnout.
Well, there was a couple of years there where they made it dang near impossible to get tickets unless you were press.
Exactly.
And that's by design, though. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
they're changing what they are.
but yeah, getting back to what Anvil said, I think a minute ago, because of this pandemic and everyone staying indoors and the complete halt of not just video games, media, television, videos, movies, books, you name it. There's so many projects that were either at the beginning of their what timeline that are going to get scrapped now because of
Well,
how long,
I
depending on how long this takes.
I think there's also going to be the other way around as well. You know, a lot of people are off that wouldn't normally have time to come up with things. There's going to be a lot of indie games that just pop up out of nowhere because all these people that normally have to work a 9 to 5 now don't have to.
No,
They're at home.
very
They've
true
been
on
having
that.
better to do, so they're working on all their side projects. And I think there's going to be a lot of indie games that pop up. And I don't know. I think it'll be interesting.
See,
And a lot of gamers, a lot of game designers, big developers, all their employees are now at home, and some of them are working from home. But I have a feeling that a lot of them aren't, and they're going to be, working on their own little things. And they're going to come back, and they're going to have these great presentations to give to their bosses to say, "Hey, I think we should do this," and their bosses are going to be like, "That's fucking great." And I think we're gonna have a huge influx of new games coming out.
Yeah, I think
You know what?
I think we could potentially see a huge indie boom at the end of this.
You know what?
Yeah.
I take back my previous statement. You have an exceptionally good point there, Anvil. I say within the next 5 years, we are first off, but within the next 12 months, we're gonna have a huge indie boom. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make a prediction right now. In the next 5 years, we are going to see a new surge in video games.
Oh yeah.
Like, because and this has been very well documented. If anyone follows any video games news channel like me, you'll hear about this all the time, and I'm sure that both of you have heard something along these lines. So this shouldn't be new to either of you. Some video game companies are really, really harsh on their employees, especially when it comes to that also critical deadline, which causes a lot of companies to have employees who burn out really, really hard, who
There's a
are
reason it's called a
masters
deadline.
at their skill. But with
Right.
everyone staying at home right now, even if they're working from home, they're not working under those critical deadlines that they normally would because of the fact that it's got to stop at some point before it hits production because production shut down. So I'm going to make the guess right now that within the next 5 years, we are going to see all the games that were in the pipeline, if they survive, they're going to come out with such a resurgence because everyone is going to be rejuvenated, feeling better about how they can do their thing, having new ideas, and it is just going to cause a boom in the industry.
Here's
Yeah.
hoping.
I can get behind that.
Because some games and yes, I'm pandering to Anvil, the new Breath of the Wild 2, when it does come out, we all three
So
of us
excited.
have been very eager for this game ever since the announcement. But I'm calling it right now. When that game comes out, game of the year without even breaking a sweat.
Well, of course it's gonna be. It's Zelda. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, there's no good reason for it, but Zelda almost always gets Game of the Year because Nintendo is very methodical, especially when it comes to their baby Zelda. Like, they're very methodical, and every I has to be dotted, every T has to be crossed. And from what I've understood from the handful of people I know, oftentimes they have the game completed long before they release it, and they just spend months playing through trying to break the game to make sure that, there's no hiccups, there's no nothing.
And you know
So,
something? That's something I can really appreciate too. And Zephyr, I'm sorry, I know we got off topic. I'll get us back in just a second. But That's actually something I greatly appreciate from Nintendo is the fact that they'll finish a game, they'll do their announcement for it, but they will spend months upon months doing exactly that because they want that finished product to shine like a diamond.
Right. And that boils out from, where they started. They started in a time before updates, before, you could launch a game with bugs in it and not worry about it because, oh, we'll fix it in the update and we'll fix it in the patches. When Nintendo started, there wasn't that.
Yep.
They put it on a cartridge and let it out, and if it was fucked up, you had to refund those people.
I mean,
And
yeah. They
I
started making games in that timeline, but Nintendo's been around a lot longer than that.
Well, yeah.
They started
but it
making
was still the
playing
same thing.
cards.
Yeah, it was still the same thing. If there was a glitch in it, well, and I had to give people refunds. And, and they still sort of act with that mindset, and I appreciate that. I mean, that being said, they do have updates and they do have patches now, but they never have, these major glitches that are game breaking and make games unplayable because they see it as there's no reason we should ever release a game that's incomplete.
True.
So. And on that note, we're gonna go ahead and cut it off here, Citizens of the Realm. We hope we've given you guys a couple of good ideas on what to play while you're in isolation for however long this lasts. Make sure you hit us up on our Realm of the Mist Twitch channel, on our YouTube, wherever you can hear quality podcasts. We got Anchor, we got Pandora, Spotify. I think we're on Spotify. I'll have to double check with Chris.
Yeah, we're on Spotify.
But
along with Apple iTunes.
Apple, yeah, all right, cool. Anvil, you want to do your outros?
Anvil, go first.
Well, I'm Anvil, the all-consumer flame of gluttony. You can usually find me here on Press A Gaming, or you can find me on the Xbox. That's A the Anvil O, or at any DAG event. And if you ever want to really find me, just bake some pie and I'll smell it out. I do love to eat pie.
He is a goddamn coonhound when it comes to that. Instead of coons, he hunts pie.
I do like pie. My lovely wife has made me two different types of pie last week. She's amazing.
All right, we're getting off topic again.
Oh, man. Yeah. UA Blackwings here for you guys. As always, you can find me either on Facebook or on YouTube under the handle Joshua Wilson. I am also on Twitch, Twitter, under the handle @BlackWings, Roman numeral 13. That's XIII. And you can also find me on PlayStation under the gamer tag BlackWings13 as well. Feel free to send me a friend request. I will be happy to give you guys my opinions on stuff. And, I know we've been teasing it for a while, Zephyr, but I feel like we're really close. We might have a new podcast for these people to listen to.
Yep.
So keep your ears out for that, ladies and gentlemen, because I think it's going to be something that
we
offer something new and exciting for you to listen to.
We thought we had a title to give you guys, but we found out it was taken. So we'll let you know what the real title is soon enough.
Title.
Yeah, it was a good title. I'm sad that it was already taken by a football podcast, no less. Anyway, I'm your host, Zephyr Zero, and always remember to press A for more great gaming content. See you next time.